you have, from my perspective, I obviously haven't met you in person. I look forward to that day. But you strike me as very likable, right? As very humble and as a very like warm and caring person. Is this the first time you have been on the receiving end of mass negativity thrust your way?
Yeah, pretty much. I mean, there's always, negative comments and projections and stuff, but as far as like, public denunciations and canceling and stuff like that, yeah, that was a new territory for me.
And what has that been like for you?
Well, it actually was, really helpful in clarifying some of my unprocessed trauma and fears that I hadn't had to confront.
Mm-hmm.
The pandemic really was an initiation for me and for an awful lot of people. Mm-hmm. So for example, one of those, when I published the essay, this was the one that really got me in trouble, called Mob Morality and the Unvaxxed. Mm-hmm. And when I hit that publish button, I had a sense of foreboding. I had a sense of terror, actually, because I knew what was going to happen.
Right.
And it like stirred up, probably it's like ancestral trauma. My half of my family line is Jewish. My grandfather only escaped death at age 3 when he was hidden in a haystack from a murderous mob during a pogrom in Russia.
Whoa.
And I grew up hearing family stories of terror and starvation. Mm-hmm. The Polish branch of the family, they died in the Warsaw Ghetto, under Hitler. Like, this is so, like, to volunteer to identify myself as a member of a heretical sect called, anti-vaxxers. Mm-hmm. Like, that was really scary for me. And there's nothing like confronting your fear in order to integrate it and then transcend it. Mm-hmm. So, it wasn't like the fear was ungrounded. My own publisher, who I'd been with for 10 years, put on the front page of their website for a month a denunciation of me as an anti-Semite. Yeah.
They called you an anti-Semite?
Yeah.
What?
And other things. Yeah. I know. And like, yeah, because I understand the rationale, because I said in that essay that the same social forces that underlie witch hunts, pogroms, and the Holocaust are at work today.
Of course.
The forces of scapegoating, of dehumanization, of sacrificial dynamics, in the sense of the philosopher René Girard. I said, yeah, this is all happening. And so then, like, the anti-Semitism charge comes from, they said, dishonoring the memory of the victims of the Holocaust by using them to make a political point and drawing a false equivalency between the scientific attempt to protect the vulnerable with the mass murder of human beings. And so lots of people piled on, and like, I got, people, I was on programs and they reached out to me and said, Charles, we can't have you on our program anymore. We can't be associated with you. Like, I became radioactive, which was ironic because that was the whole point of the essay. Like, I was describing these dynamics where, like, it even goes back to school, to like 4th grade, where all of a sudden one kid's got cooties,
right?
And then no one will touch him,
right?
It's the same thing, So anyway, yeah, that was part of my hazing ritual that ended up being a huge gift, because I'm way less afraid. I didn't even know those fears were operating.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. Beautiful.